Boom. What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at, I don't think I've reviewed one from this brewery yet, if I don't believe so myself. But yeah, we're kind of not in the St. Patty's Day kind of time of year, but I decided that we're going to review an Irish Red Ale today, and got one from some of the guys over at Wise Man Brewing Company over in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We got some Outraged Daughters. I think it's a pretty funny name, to be honest. And plus, I think that artwork on the side is pretty cool. I like that. Kind of reminds me of Brave, that Disney movie. So I think that was pretty interesting. Like, got the sword, the Celtic kind of feel to it. But yeah, this guy comes in at a 5.4% ABV. And yeah, I wouldn't say I drink a lot of red ales, but I've had a few of them, and the last few I've had have been pretty solid. I tend to enjoy a good amount of them. So I'm expecting some interesting notes out of this one. I know with red ales you usually get a lot of notes of like breadiness, maybe some notes of caramel, kind of stuff like that, toffee, you name it. But of course, with a Irish red, it's gonna have a nice kind of coppery red color to it. So I'm excited. I'm really excited for this one. It's a nice, easy drinker for a Friday, and yeah. Without further ado, let's crack this guy open and see what we get on the smell of this one. So, oh yeah, right off the bat, getting like kind of like a little bit of the barley on the smell, a little bit of like a biscuity kind of sweetness coming out there. I'm definitely getting like maybe a little bit notes of caramel and toffee, maybe. Definitely, there is a sweetness on the nose on this one for sure, but yeah, it smells absolutely delicious, to be honest. Really simple. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to like run home about or just be like anything that's going to be like revolutionary. It's just going to be a really nice, solid Irish red. So without further ado, let's pour this guy. I'm going to be drinking out of my untapped pint glass this afternoon. Let's see how this guy pours. Expecting a nice, very, very nice, like coppery, reddish color to it. Oh yeah, and that's exactly what we're getting out of this one. A little bit darker of like a copper color for sure. Has a little bit like of a goldish hue to it. Slight head, not too much. Definitely I'm surprised this head's not more of like a tannish little brown color to it, but definitely has that more of like that lighter, almost white kind of color on the head of it. Yeah, still getting a lot of like biscuity, bready notes coming through, a little bit of the barley. Nice little like sweet kind of toffee caramel notes coming through on it. But yeah, has a really nice color to it. Like I said, a little bit darker than I expected, but I do not mind that. Yeah, very, very nice. Let's give this a try. So, happy Friday, buddy. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Very, very nice. So, with a lot of Irish Reds, I've had some that were a little bit overly hoppy as well. But this one definitely doesn't hit that overly hoppy mark as well. I don't really get any much hoppiness in this at all whatsoever. I think when I saw this on Untappd, I think they said it only has 25 IBUs. So fairly low IBU rating. So you're not going to be getting a lot of hoppy bitterness out of this. But you're definitely getting more of those like deeper notes coming through. Definitely getting a biscuity breadiness. Kind of like not a slight bitterness maybe coming from a little bit of the hops in there, maybe the barley's kind of adding to that. But the very nice bready notes, the very nice like toffee, caramel sweetness coming through. Yeah, has kind of like a creamy / effervescent kind of mouthfeel to it. It's a lot more creamier than I expected. Not really much lacing on the side of the glass. It comes down fairly quick. Nothing really too heavily like syrupy when it comes to the mouthfeel on this one. But very nice, very deep. I don't think there's really there's not really much of an earthiness to this. But overall, yeah, it's pretty solid. Pretty solid. So let's see what Untappd has to say about this one, because we got a description on here as well. So like I said before, it's a 5.4% ABV, 25 IBUs, which is a pretty low hoppy bitterness rating. And what they say, description of this one is the perfect amount of roasted barley lends a copper red hue and a dry finish. Caramel and light fruit on the nose lead to a palette of toffee and biscuit. And let's see. There's a little quote around the bottom here. I'm fighting as an ordinary person for my lost freedom, my bruised body, and my outraged daughters. and it was, I guess it's a quote from Boudica. Maybe it's like an Irish kind of folklore kind of thing, which I think is pretty cool. I really like the style they did on the can. But let's talk about Wise Man Brewing here for a minute, because it's a cool story. Main guy started, Sam. He was a PhD. He was a chemist. And then he bought a home brew kit about 13 years ago. Started making beer. And eventually wanted to open up a business because I guess he got a good response out of it. And over in Winston-Salem, they actually bought a building. I don't know if anybody knows the history of old Winston-Salem, all that stuff, but there was an old building called the Angelo Bros Wholesale Supply, which sold stereos, radios, confections, all that kind of stuff. But it was a very kind of run-down warehouse-looking building that they decided to renovate, completely redo almost, and that's where they're running their brewery out of. So if you go on their website, the link to their website's down in the description below. Go to their story. It actually shows them how they kind of turned this old run-down building into the brewery that you can go over there and see today. It's a really, really cool looking location. I guess they're showing a bunch of solar panels on top of the building, so very energy efficient over there. But it's a very, very cool looking spot. It definitely looks like there's outdoor seating, a patio, but the tap room and all that stuff looks pretty freaking massive, if I say so myself. So yeah, really, really cool location that it looks like, and this would definitely be on my list of locations to go over to, just because it seems like a really cool environment to me. But let's start talking about the beer and what the hell we're going to do for ratings on this one and figure out. But actually, before that, let's see what other people are saying about this and what the Untapped rating about this is, because I'm curious what other people think. So, like I said, 5.4% ABV, 25 IBUs, and with over 1,795 different ratings on this one, this one has an average rating of 3.82 out of 5, which is pretty solid. I feel like, was it like 2 or 3 months ago, there was like a trend on Untapped when it comes to like getting like Pilsners and Lagers to be rated on, like, there are some Pilsners and Lagers that deserve over a 4 rating on Untapped, which I'm surprised we haven't seen anything when it comes to red ales of bringing that higher rating scale out of things. So let's see what other people have to say about this one and what people are rating this one. So let's see. This guy gave it a 3.5 out of 5. This guy didn't rate it, but he purchased it at Craft and Draft. It looks like it's a little restaurant in South Carolina. So you can probably find this one over there. This was done on July 21st. So a little bit, let's see. This guy gave it a 4 out of 5, saying it's a different style that he's used to, but he's into it. So really like that. So that's really, really cool. Let's see, a 4.5 out of 5. Purchased at Total Wine in Greensboro, which I'm guessing that is, Greensboro, North Carolina. So I'm assuming you might be able to still find this one around like Total Wines, and maybe some, since I know with the law in North Carolina, beer can only be purchased either at a brewery or grocery stores, because when it comes to purchasing like hard liquor and stuff in North Carolina, you have to go to an APC store to do that. So yeah, very, very pretty decent reactions on this one. Everybody's pretty impressed with it. I like that people are going out of their wheelhouse to try it. And yeah, let's see, this guy gave it a 4.25, didn't say anything. Somebody gave it a 4.5, saying better in the can, which is weird. Front runner for my favorite beer in Winston. Okay, so this guy was really impressed with this one. I'm really curious on why he thinks it's better in the can. Because to me, you definitely get more of those flavors come out when you pour it, and you don't want to get that kind of tinny aluminum kind of flavor when you're drinking out of a can, even though I bet everybody here can say they can drink a beer out of a can from time to time, but if I have the option, I'm definitely going to pour it into a glass for sure. So let's start thinking about what we're going to do for ratings on this one, because I'm curious. Let's see. Let's look at can art first of all. But before we do that, let's pour the rest of it in there. So yeah, can art's really nice. Definitely like the color scheme they use. I'm a really big fan of Wise Man Brewing's logo. It's just very big. It's bold. Kind of has those curvatures to it. That's a very classy looking label. Very classy looking logo. I really like how they try to keep with the label of being heavily like that Celtic theme. So I'm trying to see what this what it reads on this one. So it looks like this was a gold medalist in some kind of beer festival. I can't read. The Great American Beer Festival. Okay. So I wonder if this was either a winner or possibly a runner-up or got mentions at the Great American Beer Festival. But yeah, really, really cool. They have the quote that I mentioned when I was reading the description on the top, which is cool. Have like the Celtic woman on the side. I'm guessing that's who quoted this. I got the nice little Celtic sword. I really like the kind of like grayish green kind of colors to it with the kind of, and like the little details they have in the label are really nice with the swirls and all that. So yeah, really, really enjoy how they took up almost all the real estate they could on this one to put something rare, unique, and a very, very nice looking label. So I'd definitely give this a solid 4 out of 5 for can art for me. Really, really nice. Really nice. So if I got this beer and a flight at Wise Man Brewing, would I get another one? If I was drinking this around St. Patrick's Day and like going to a brewery and wanting to kind of stay in the Irish tradition of drinking like some St. Patty's Day style of brews, this would definitely what I'd keep on drinking that night. But overall, yeah, I'm really impressed with it. It's not too bitter. There's a nice sweetness to it. Nice malty breadiness along with it. Don't really get much of a fruitiness to me. There might be some like deeper, darker fruits, maybe like plum or kind of like plums or dates kind of situation. There might be kind of lingering in there a little bit. But I'm not really getting those on the taste that much. Just get really a nice, sweet caramel toffee, biscuity breadiness along with this one. And I think they did a fantastic job at it. So, yeah, I'd probably get another one of these by itself if I got in a flight. It's enjoyable enough to where if I was in the mood, I'd definitely get another one for sure. But let's see what my final rating on this one's going to be. That's the real thing. Like I said, it's really solid. I kind of thought about when I walked into this to where it's not going to be anything that's going to be reinventing the wheel when it comes to an Irish red. It's just going to be a super solid and a good drinking Irish red, and they knocked that out of the park with this one. So I think I'll give this one a solid like 7.75, almost an 8. Really, really good. If you're a fan of Irish red, or if you're looking for more of like a kind of like more of a bready, more biscuitier kind of beer with a nice little sweetness in it, yeah, I definitely recommend picking this one up for sure. It's very, very nice. But overall, I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So let's see, am I missing anything? I think we are good on that. So yeah, awesome. So if you're looking to try some other stuff from Wise Man Brewing, of course you can. If you're in the North Carolina area, you might be able to find their stuff over at like grocery stores or going over to the brewery in Winston-Salem. You might be able to find it there. Or if you're kind of looking for more other varieties when it comes to not finding stuff available to you, I can always recommend Tavour. Tavour is a beer delivery / beer subscription service that's available in countless parts of the country. I know it's not available all in every state yet, just because every state has different like legislation when it comes to shipping alcohol. So you just kind of got to download the app and then put in your zip code when you're creating an account, and it'll let you know right away if you can get stuff delivered to you or not. So I always recommend Tavour as a cool kind of service to trying to find stuff that you normally can't find near you, which is a really, really cool thing. Or if you're looking to find a social media aspect of the craft beer community, always recommend going over to Untapped. It's a very fun little group of people that we have over there. You can find what people are drinking in your area, globally, what's popular, shoot friend requests, kind of check in beers, get badges. It's a fun time. You can find people like me, Wintucky, Duchess over there. So yeah, it's a cool little social media platform if you're looking for kind of like a little bit of like an outlook on social media for beer drinkers, which I really, really enjoy doing it. So other than that, I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are amazing. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. It would help me out a lot. Also, if you're new to the channel, like what you see, hit that subscribe button along with that notification bell. It would help me out a lot as well. Getting some new faces in here, that'd be really, really cool. But let's see. I think we are good to go. So I have two beers coming up for review this weekend, so keep an eye out for those. Those will be at 3 p.m. Central, going on weekends. And remember, I might be doing a review on Monday. I'm not sure. I got some stuff going on at home, so if my schedule allows it, there will be a review. But if there isn't one, obviously I'll have one Tuesday, and that'll be my last one for about a week and a half because I'll be out of town. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. So again, thank you everybody for tuning in. You guys are amazing. And I'm going to say it like I always say it, and then we're going to get the hell out of here. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. And if you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And cheers, everybody. I'll see you all later.